I know of many people or international students who have spoken with and have said to me, Gloria, I have felt so depressed and lonely. If they tell you what they go through on an everyday basis, you to yourself, you feel like, why did I make that mistake to come here? So there's so many things that goes on, and for me, it was the food, the community, the culture, and all of that. It was just too much. And again,
hello viewers, and welcome to another exciting episode on Talk with Mo. With me in the studio today, I have an exciting guest as always, the one and only Gloria O.
hi everyone. Some people call me Gloria of Canada, but that's fine. I'll say
Gloria
Gloria
of Canada. Gloria of Canada.
There you go.
It's nice to have you here.
In fact, I appreciate the fact that you invited me over. So I'm honored. I feel honored. Thank you.
The pleasure is all ours. Thank
Yeah.
you. And so, we're going to just go straight into the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You came into Canada as a student.
Yes.
And you came alone. And, there's a lot of noise and issue going around now with international students, especially after the video of Simi and Peter, which you also reposted.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that and creating a lot of awareness around that. But I'm just intrigued by the work you do. You came in 10 years ago as an international student. You did well. You've graduated and now you're working and you're creating a lot of awareness from your own experiences. So before we launch into all of this, several things to talk about, why don't you take some time to tell us about yourself and the work you do?
So thanks so much, Mo. And so I came into Canada 10 years ago. Today will be over 10 years ago, let's put it that way. And I came as an international student, just as you heard her say. And I came all alone. The first week I came, it was a brutal winter. I must tell you, it was brutal winter. We don't experience winter in Nigeria. So it was the first time. I just came and like, boom, and I'm like freezing and everything. And it was time for us to go back into class. And then that week, I felt like my whole world was coming to an end. I was lonely. I was depressed. I was tired. I started feeling anxiety for some reason, for no reason. And so they told me, we have the resources here in the college. Why don't you go meet one of them and tell them what the issue is? And so I did speak with one of those people, counselors, I think that's what they call them, and guardian counselors. And she did tell me, steps and things that I would need to cope with, because the truth is, as an international student in this country, loneliness is very real. And so I was able to, pass that stage, finish my program, and then I started working. I will tell you that it wasn't easy for me. But today where I am, I appreciate the fact that I am now using my platform on social media to help those who are planning to come, to let them understand that Canada is not heaven. There are so many things that we all go through here in Canada. Like we go through like loneliness, like I said earlier on. There are times when we are having issues with maybe our spouses, for those who are married, and sometimes raising children, postpartum depression. All of this is not something that they teach you when you move to a new country. You have to get resources. And I'm sure that on this platform, we will discuss so many things that have to do with international students, married people moving to Canada, and all of that. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. I will let Mo do all of that. But yes, I am glad where I am today, using my platform to spread the word, let people know about life here in this country.
And I really thank you for doing that, because oftentimes content creators, they call them, and I have fallen into that category myself. That's what they call. I hear people call me now. But the fact is, you never get to hear thank you. People love what they see. They like hearing it. They go to your channel, but you never hear thank you. Yeah. So really, thank you for the work you're doing. It's helping a lot of people. And I was really impressed looking at all the things that and I've not watched all of them, but just a few that I did watch, I was just so impressed with what you're doing, the kind of awareness you're creating for those who care to go and look. There are those resources. Thank you for being a resource yourself. So when you said you came to Canada as a student? Was that as a university student, first year student, high school?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So
we can put this into context.
Exactly. So for me, I wanted to Jackpa. I wanted to leave Nigeria. I was tired of the stress. You know, I was working with a manager that felt like she was a god. And I just felt, is this how my life is going to be in the next 20 years or 10 years? Like, I don't think I see myself doing this. And so a friend of mine told me, she was here in Canada. Thank you so much, my friend. She knows her name. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to understand that being where I wasn't where I wanted to be, or where maybe I was destined to be. And so I decided that I was going to make the move. Moving to Canada wasn't an easy thing for me because all the money I saved in my bank account back home in Nigeria working for Zenith Bank, I used all of that and I invested into moving to Canada as an international student. And so I did move to Canada as an international student in a college, because at that time, it was easier for you to do like a 1-year course or a 2-year program and get a 3 years work permit. And so it was easy for me to like, okay, that's the path I want to choose, because at the end of the day, I just want to be a Canadian resident, right? And so when I went to college, I took a 1-year program, and so they did inform us then that if you do a 1-year program, you're only getting a 1-year postgraduate work permit. And so I did a second program and I got my 3 years work permit. I have waited for some time. I got my PR, waited for some time. I got my Canadian permanent Canadian citizenship. And yeah, we are where we are today.
Wow. Wonderful.
The journey was not easy.
Yeah, but you just said it like that and people will be like, wow, I'm going to go in.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
to do all of that. So anyway, congratulations on being, you've made, everything has worked out for you.
Yes.
You left Nigeria, you came here. But the idea, or what you've just explained, is that you came as an adult.
Yes.
You came as an adult student. And for many people coming to Nigeria, to Canada, many students coming, many of them are coming as final year in high school so that they can do the final year and integrate into university, or they are coming as first-year students. Some are even coming just to do masters after their first degree in Nigeria. So can you, as an adult student, how easy was it to navigate the Canadian system? What challenges did you face?
It won't be easy at first, but I believe that there are ways to integrate easily into the Canadian culture. But the truth being said is, I know of families who have sent their children who are like maybe 16, 17 years old. Instead of just sending them to like college or university directly, they send them to like the last of high school. So grade 12.
Grade 12.
Yeah, so they send them to like grade 12 so that they can integrate well into the system. And for me, if I had a child, that's the same thing I would recommend, because it's easier for you to blend into the system before you get into college. Because just getting into college, boom, or just getting into the program like that, maybe as a university student in year 1, maybe you're here for a 4-year program, you might not understand the intricacies of the Canadian culture. It's very difficult, because sometimes you will hear, like when I first came in, when my friend or somebody in the class tells me, I'll see you later, I always thought that the person was going to see me in the next 2 hours. But I'll see you later will be just something like, I'll see you whenever, right? But I didn't know that. And I just felt angry with this person for no reason. So when you get in through that way, it makes things easier
and
for
that's
you.
Just at the simple level.
Yes, that's just one simple thing, and I'm going to share on this video because we don't want this video to be too long. So that's just one thing, and there are several other reasons why it's easier for you to integrate that way. And for those who are coming here as like you said, they finish their degree and coming here to do their masters, well, they are adult students. So for me, I feel anyhow you come in, just find a way to integrate.
So the challenges, I've heard of people coming and they go to class. You said you were crying and you were depressed. And that was as an adult.
I packed my bags, literally packed my bags. I was going to go back. I'm not joking. I won't forget that day.
After how many?
This was less than 2, was it 2 months of being in Canada?
Less than 2 months. The cold, apart from you mentioned the loneliness. Now, was it the cold? Because mental health is real.
It is.
We don't take that seriously in Nigeria. So what were the things? Can you just describe what you were feeling apart from the loneliness?
Yeah.
Can you just take us back there?
Let me go back to that place where I don't want to go to. The truth is, apart from loneliness, I was missing like my parents, my dad, my mom, my brothers. I miss like family because, to be honest with you guys, the Canadian system is built in such a way like everybody minds their own business. So there is nothing like the community where you can go to your neighbor's door and knock on the door and say, guy, how far? Or babe, how far? May we go this place? Or how far? What's in your kitchen? What's in your pot? You know, you can't do that here. You can't. It's just built in such a way that you don't even know your next door neighbor. You might be in an apartment because then I was in a building with other students. And, you know, you can't just go to your neighbor's door and like knock like, hello, you're intruding into my personal space. You know, that's one thing. And so for me, I just felt like even calling my mom on the phone was not just enough. I just felt like I want to be there. And again, I was missing the food. The food was like, I need to eat eba. Like, what's going on? The one I'm preparing here is not the same way my mother prepares her own. You know, I was missing I'm sorry, I'm an adult. I was an adult then, but I was missing my mom's food. Like the way she makes her akara, her pap, and all these Nigerian delicacies. It was one of the things that resulted into I want to go back. But again, it was also the community, like the lifestyle of the people here. It was all new to me, and it was my head was just like boiling. I'm like, I can't do this. So I know of many people or international students who have spoken with and have said to me, Gloria, I have felt so depressed and lonely. If they tell you what they go through on an everyday basis, you to yourself you feel like, why I even make the mistake to come here? Why did I make that mistake to come here? So there's so many things that goes on, and for me, it was the food, the community, the culture, and all of that. It was just too much. And again, the cold.
The cold. So how did you surmount all of those challenges? Because again, we're hearing that all of that happened to you, but here you are today with a Canadian citizenship. So how did you manage? What kind of help? So as people who are listening to you, they say, okay, yeah, she went through all of that, but she's here with a citizenship today. I too can do it. So what did you do, and how would you encourage others going through that to find help?
So for me, what I did was that I did blend very well with the system. So I tried to make friends, not just with my Niger community, with the Canadian community. And the reason why I did that with the Canadian community was because I wanted to learn their culture, because I want to know what they feel. I want to understand how they do things and how I can do it right. Because there were times, I won't lie to you, there were times where I will be speaking to someone. I came from a place, a country, where we speak English as a first language. When I came here, I think that was also one of the things that also upsets me. I will speak English to somebody and the person will be like, can you say that again? What did you just say? Can you say that again? I'm having a hard time. I'm like, I am speaking English. What don't you understand? You know, it took me a lot. And that was why I said I try to blend with the Canadian community, because that way I can understand there's certain things and words we use in Nigeria that doesn't really make sense when you say it here, because they're like, what does that even mean? Like, so yes. So apart from that one, I also met Nigerian people, and they also showed me a community. Thanks to Nairo and Nigerians in the region of Waterloo, they did have like a community space where people who are just moving to the country can come and get information about living here. And I also had resources from the school itself, where they were also sharing things like how to succeed in the Canadian community, how not to say this, how to not to say that. So I was always, trying my best possible that anytime there was something going on, maybe there was something in college that they said, we're going to be having this this talk, or we're going to have this webinar, or we're going to have this about moving to Canada as a newcomer, I made sure I registered. I attended, I learned, I did everything I could. And again, what also made me to be resilient the way I am right now is I was busy. I was not just, concentrating on going to class. And again, as an international student, they will make sure they drill the international students in you. They will make sure that you go to class, they will give you assignments that even if you are thinking of being on social media from morning to night, you will think twice. You will remember that you have 5 assignments and they are all due the next morning. And coping with that too, I also had to work because, I had to pay my bills. My rent was there, my phone bills and other things were there. And so I was also busy. There were times I would go to class and I'll finish at 4 o'clock and I would get the next available bus, just go into the bathroom, change my clothes, enter the next bus and head to work. By the time I'm back, it's around 12 a.m. And I remember I have an assignment that is due. I'll be on my computer and work on it until like 3, 4 a.m. And I have to be in class before 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes when I sit back and I remember what I went through in school, and people will be like, send me 100 naira or send me 100,000. And you send them maybe 50,000 shy of the amount they're looking for. Say, come on, 50,000. Sometimes I just tell myself, well, you don't know what I'm going through here. If you know, maybe you would appreciate the little that I sent to you. So it was all of this that made me to forget about the stress and the anxiety and the whatever I was facing because, I had to like heads on. I need to pass. I'm a Niger girl. I need to make sure that in class, they know that, yes, we get something up here. You understand? I wanted to make a name for myself as well, too. So I'm glad I also graduated with a distinction in class. It's not easy, but it's hard work. And you have to be up and doing. It's not just social media. You have to be up and doing. Those are the things that really help you. So it's not easy, but you can do it.
Great words. It's not easy, but it can be done.
Yeah.
Great word. Now, you have settled here. So much going on. You see a lot of people. You are entrenched in community. And there was a post you put out there recently, which really caught my attention. It was I'm paraphrasing you now, but it's to the effect that the Nigerian ladies in Canada will find it hard to settle down into marriage or a long-term relationship because they're working too much and they don't have time to date or do other things. Tell me, why did you feel the need to put that out there?
So I have a group where I have like friends in Canada, on the Telegram, where we kind of share things. And I also make posts. I have a backup page on TikTok where I talk about relationships and stuff. There was a particular day I made a post about something and all the guys, like majority of the guys on that group kept on saying they have tried to date Nigerian ladies here in Canada, but the ladies are snobbish, they are proud, they love to work, they don't have time to date Nigerian guys, they only want to date people who are not Nigerian. And I felt like, these are nuggets I'm getting from the guys who are here. They are the ones that are, they're the ones seeing firsthand what's going on. So I'm like, I'm going to post about this because Nigerian ladies, I think there's something wrong. And we need to figure out why. Why are the ladies working too much? Why are they not wanting the Nigerian guys? Why don't they want to date? Or why are they looking to like go back home? And import guys. When we have guys here ready to date and marry. So to me, it was like a concern. And I'm like, let's talk about this, please. What's going on? And I was invited to a podcast where we were talking about this. And I said to them, like, Nigerian ladies, they need to go out more because they are always working. And it's not a lie. If you go on TikTok, for example, you go on TikTok Live or Instagram Live, find out how many Nigerian ladies are on that live. They're not there. Only the men. Because they are working. And they will take one shift after the other and make sure they work the whole shift. And not focus on their own well-being. See, in this Canada, you can work all you can, but at the end of the day, you're paying that tax to the government. So what are you doing to yourself? You're hurting yourself. And most of us are not taking care of ourselves. How do we not take care of ourselves? You don't have time to rest. There's no day. You work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even Sunday. There should be a day for you to rest because the body needs to rest. You would break down. So there are many reasons why our ladies, they are doing what they are doing right now. And I don't know why.
I was actually going to go in to that. You mentioned your own experience when you were a student.
Yes.
From the class, you change in the bathroom to work. Now, for people who are no longer students, things are not getting cheaper.
No.
We're currently in a tariff war.
Exactly.
We know things are going to get more expensive. Housing is almost next to being unaffordable, especially in Ontario. Mm-hmm. Lots of people are in Ontario. Now, for a student who came in here and was an adult student like yourself, was able to get students' loan, they have a loan. So that's a debt that they have to service. Now they have a job, but they find, well, if I work that job, I will only be able to pay the rent. I won't be able to feed and pay the other loan.
Exactly.
So maybe I should take one more shift from another job. I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. And I hear what you're saying. Ladies need to take care of themselves. That statement cannot be overemphasized. Sure. I agree with you. But the situation on ground, could that be what is leading many of the women to work so much so that they have no time to date men? Can you speak to that?
I think it's not just that. And I think I'm going to mention the fact that, like I said earlier on, some of our ladies are proud. They have this tendency to look down on people. Sometimes they look down on their own female counterparts. Like, you might be walking to the mall or to the store or something, and you see a fellow person, you know in your heart of heart, by the way they speak, that this person is a Nigerian. But when you want to, like, say hi, you know, it's more, there's this distasteful aura that you perceive from this person, like, I am not your class, I'm not your mate, I am not the kind of person you should be talking to, we're not in the same category. And this is from woman to woman. So you can imagine from woman to man. And again, there's something that I also realized, because this is something that a guy reached out to me and told me. Most of our female, maybe they are international students and they meet somebody who is on a visitor's visa, they look down on them. Maybe they're on a work permit and they see somebody who is an international student who is coming to woo them. They feel, international student, you want to woo me. Or maybe they are permanent resident and somebody is an international student or a work permit. They feel you are too low for me. There is this pride in our ladies that are here in Canada. I don't know about UK, Australia, or US, but there is this pride that comes with our ladies here. And I think we need to change that. And I don't know who is going to start that, but we need to change it. Yes, we do. So that our ladies can start seeing fellow potentials in men, no matter if they're international students, no matter if they're work permit or PR, and they're, no matter what, everybody should be looked at the same level.
You should look at their potential, actually, not where they are right now.
Exactly, because things could change. That international student you're looking down today might be the GM of a company tomorrow. But because you were saying he's a small man, today he's married to a very wealthy, a very humble lady. Why? Because you were wasting time. And you said he's not your club, but today he's a GM. But where are you? Because this guy reached out to me. Where is she today? She's still not married. This person reached out to me. The lady is not here, but he, as a GM, he's now married to a humble lady who accepted him for who he was then. So we need to change this. And it starts with somebody.
Gloria, there's a lot to unpack in this. It is deeper than surface. And I don't know if we have the time to go
no, this will be a whole day
today. But, you know, there's also the narrative from women who say, you know what? I came, I work hard, I have gotten a job, and then all these young men do is they come and they want to use me and then dump me. Many of them, they come, they already have whoever it is they want to marry back home. And then they will use me to be their financier, to be the one who will house them, to be the one who will feed them. I will sow into this relationship, behaving like the wife. Everybody thinks that I'm the wife, and then boom.
It all ends.
They tell you after they've graduated, or if once they get their papers, well, sorry, my fiance back in Nigeria. So, I mean, it's happened to not one or two. So many women are now on the like, well, I don't want to be used as, as that kind of situation. So, I mean, this is something that we'll probably have to talk more on and have women, to talk about their own views, their own experiences, hoping more women will come out and talk about their experiences. But it is a deeper issue than women not wanting to date. Exactly. Lots of them want to date, but they've had terrible experiences or know of someone who's gone through that. So there's the issue of the pride, and I want to believe it's probably foolishness or stupidity if people are being proud because someone else is a student. I mean, the fact that you're a student doesn't make you a less human being. It doesn't make you poorer. No. It just means that is the phase of life which you were at. We're all going to come into Canada at different levels, at different stages. So I hope for anyone listening, they will not be looking down on our young men, our suitors, and the men will not be looking down on the women as like, oh, she's just a student. I think it goes both ways as well. Yeah. So apart from talking about women and talking about international students, what else is your passion, Gloria?
My passion. My passion is just people. I think that is just what I've been called to do. Like, I just feel like I need to be that advocate for the Nigerian community in diaspora. Like, I just want to put my face out there, and I'm not looking for money in return for any of those. Like, there are times where I go to places and there are times where I reach out to people and I talk with them about things. It's just something that is built in me. And this all started in 2020. I just felt the need to, like, you know what? I think I want to make an impact in the society. It's not just about social media. No. I'm not even making money from any of my social media accounts. It's just something that I love to do on my downtime when I'm not working. Like anywhere I go, I tell my managers, I say, look, when I'm not working, I love to be busy in the community. I just want to give back in any way I can, in any way I can help one person to be a better person. And you'll be shocked because anywhere I go, there are places I go to and I'll feel like there are 10 people coming to me and be like, Gloria of Canada, it is you. And I'm like, hey, what have I done? There was a time I was traveling to the Caribbean and there was this lady at the airport and said, nah, Gloria of Canada, nah, you, I follow you. It's you. You helped me to come to Canada, but you will not know. I've been watching your videos. I get tons of comments like that. Even somebody would just send me an email and say, Gloria, thank you so much for all that you do for the community. Because of your videos, I didn't have to pay an agent X amount of money, but now I'm here in Canada. I appreciate it. And it brings joy to my heart. So just hearing all these good things from people that I'm impacting on it, I just want to be that person. That's my passion.
And you really are doing that. I asked that question because even backstage while we're talking, I know that you carry a burden for women. And you were already talking about, there are a lot of single women, there are a lot of women going through breakdown or in marriage and all of that. And I'm just looking to find help and all of that. And I just, it was so endearing to see the burden that you carry for them. Where do you unburden?
Where?
And how do you unburden? Because you seem to carry so much.
No, I don't think I unburden because it's every day. There's always something. And like, I don't know if I mentioned to you that I was not feeling too well a few days ago, and but even at that, I still get, my phone is always filled up with messages. There's always this one person saying that thing about needing help about maybe a family issue, and I think we should even talk about that. Many of our ladies, especially those who come from Nigeria, they come here, maybe they come with spouses or they come alone and then they import spouses and the spouses don't understand the Canadian culture. There's this domestic violence going on. Some are looking for opportunities to even speak with a lawyer. Some don't even know what they're left from their right. Some are even going through postpartum depression. Some give birth, they are angry with their babies. They don't know where to get this help from. And many a times I get all these messages and I'm like, where do I throw this? I don't know what to do with all of this. Like, how do I help this person? All I can do is like be on the phone and speak with this person and comfort this person and tell the person I'll reach out to somebody that might be able to help. Because I don't know where I'm going to unburden all of this. So what I do is that there are communities that I'm part of. I just like to share the information and be like, if there's anybody that can answer this question, please get in touch with me. You know, that's the only way I unburden things that are just too much for me to handle. Because the truth is, like my mother would say, Gloria, you care about people more than yourself. Think about you first.
And that's where I'm going with this. I'm glad your mom already started off on that, because we actually did start this whole discussion by saying women don't take care of themselves.
Yes.
They're working too much. Gloria, don't you see yourself in that category?
I am in that category. I won't lie to you.
Are you dating?
It's a long story. No, I am not.
Okay.
No.
So if anyone's listening right now,
no, Gloria is not interested in anybody.
You're not interested in anybody.
And I'm not like those ladies that I was talking about. Mine is a long story off camera. We can discuss that off camera.
No, I like the honesty that you're not interested. Is it not interested ever, or we're going to open that? We're going to come back to that at some point.
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. So off camera, we'll talk about that.
We're going to come back with that. I think there's going to be an update. There's going to be a part 2 of
there's
this.
going to be
once Gloria is ready to talk about this, because I'm not going to stop asking.
Please,
her mother has sent me on a mission for Gloria.
Damn. I think my mother has your number.
No, talking seriously, I think you've mentioned postpartum depression. You've mentioned quite a lot of things that women go through when they transition from one country to another, whether it's Canada or America or the UK, anywhere in the world. I think the biggest problem Nigerians face in general is that we are not very open to talking about our problems. And so many of these women are going through all of this in silos. They are suffering. Some of them will reach out to you, but once you say, okay, can I discuss this problem? They will say no. So how do they find help, Gloria? Because you are not equipped to help many of them. You're not a psychologist. You're not a psychiatrist.
I'm not even a family lawyer.
Therapist. So how do you provide help when people onboarding, but they're not willing for you to say, can I refer you to the right person to talk about? That's the biggest, I think, gap that I think we have in the community right now.
Yes.
How do we bridge that gap?
So the thing is, like I said earlier on, I am part of different communities, and I am part of communities where we have women who probably must have gone through the similar situation or know somebody who has gone through that similar situation and is open to speak about how they were helped. So I just tell them, if you want, you could be anonymous and share your story and see if there's somebody that can pick it up. And more just so to let you know, there's this particular lady, I'm not going to mention her name now, but she's going through like domestic abuse and she doesn't know where to get help from. I mean, you need to see how a man will just keep on beating his wife and his neighbors are listening. Like, they don't know what to do, you know, and the woman is silent. Like, do you want to die before you speak out? Like, I think our people don't know that there are resources in Canada
to help
women, especially going through like domestic abuse.
Well, to help women and men.
Yeah,
because
men to
both.
go through abuse. I'm sorry.
So
I you know what?
Men
I
do.
take that back.
Men
And
do.
I say men and women who move from like Nigeria to Canada, they don't know that there are resources out there for both men and women. And the only way they can find this help is if they reach out and ask for it. If they reach out and say, hey, my wife is doing this, or my husband is doing this, or my partner is doing this to me, what are the resources that I can get out there?
Available.
But the thing is, like you said earlier on, they keep it to themselves. They just feel like, I'm going to suffer with this. It is my burden to bear. And whatever comes out of it, let it be. You know. So I, like I said earlier on, I have this one woman, and you know, she's going through like a whole lot and doesn't even know how to go about getting like even a lawyer. So I'm glad that you mentioned that you are a family lawyer who talks about stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know if this is an opportunity for you to tell us about what you do, because we don't know what you do. Some of us don't know what you do. Actually, this is your page.
This is your content creator hat.
It's coming up.
I am the interviewer, and suddenly you turned it back to me. Well, guys, you know I'm a family lawyer. This is not about me. This is about Gloria. It's about helping the community. You all know how to reach me. You have my Instagram. You have my YouTube. You can always send someone to send me a DM or whatever. We will do what we can to help people who are in distress or in need. And like you rightly mentioned, it doesn't have to be me. There are lots of resources, right?
Of course.
There's legal aid. There's there's a lawyer referral network. There are lots of resources. Even the 211. They'll see a number 211 and find out what resources. There are respite centers in different communities. You know, they will take you in and say, okay, you just need a break, and give you maybe like a movie ticket, you know, to go watch a movie and just
remove
breathe.
That,
And some of them will take your kids while you go, you know. So these resources are there, but if you don't know, you don't know. You don't know.
And if you don't ask,
you can't access these resources. So there are lots of resources where people can watch your kids for 2-3 hours. You can take a nap, especially for new mothers, right? They have no one to help them, and they are caring for 4 kids, and there's a newborn baby. So before they lose it,
they need some help.
Someone will say, drop your kids off, drop the newborn baby, drop the milk, you go take care of yourself and, you know, sleep, and then come back refreshed. But those are the kind of resources that are available, and unless you are speaking up, you can't access them. So anyway, Gloria, enough about that. So any last words before we go?
Yes. Well, I think what I'm going to end this program or this topic for today is for those who are moving to Canada or those who want to Japa. This is what I always tell people. Be careful of the agents you use. Agents cannot guarantee you a visa to come to Canada. They are very enormous and gigantic, and in fact, you cannot devour all of the information that is on the Government of Canada's website. There are a ton of information on there on how to come here. You don't need an immigration lawyer or a consultant or an agent. And then for those who are here from Nigeria or other countries, I'm going to talk about people coming from Nigeria because our culture is quite different. So if you move here and you find that you are overwhelmed, there are many resources. If you are not part of a community, I know many people have talked down on communities here in the country, but I know that the Nigerian community are very helpful. All the ones I've been to or been part of, they are very helpful.
Very.
You have a problem, you speak out, at least you speak out, make the move to speak out. There'll be somebody who would maybe have known or have experienced or know how to go about that would help you. And whether you're a lady or a man, my advice is this: don't look down on your fellow Niger person in Canada, you know, because we never know where everybody's going to end. And it is not by who came first. It is not by who got citizenship first. It's not by who got PR first. At the end of the day, we are all going to get the citizenship. So why look down on somebody who is an international student or somebody who is on a work permit or on a PR? We are all one before God. So don't look down on anybody. If you're a lady and you're looking to date, be free and fair with Niger men, because they too, you know, they feel left out. Don't look down on them. If they want to ask you out, like, please give them a chance, because you never know who that person is going to be tomorrow. And for our guys too that are only dating the whitey, please try and date our black sisters. They are there too. Because the way you pamper this whitey, try and pamper the black Naija ladies the same way. Because when you in a whitey tell you, oh, could you hold this for me? You will gladly hold this, or you gladly go to the market or whatever. But when your Naija girl says the same thing, you will be like, I don't want to use bad words here, but the way you speak to them is condescending. You know, what you do for A, do for B, please. That's my advice. And for those who are looking to who have small businesses here in Canada, I love to meet you guys wherever you are. I'm an advocate for everything Nigerian. Like, I love my people. So you can reach out to me, send me a DM. I'm on Instagram, I'm on WhatsApp. No, I don't give my WhatsApp number. I'm on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube as well. So you can just reach out to me and let me know. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Mo for all the wonderful things that you've been doing in the community. Congratulations on your award. I saw that the other day on Instagram, and it's wowed my heart, because not only that you think about the work that you do for yourself and your family, you still have time to give back to the community in the ways that you are doing. Like, there are times where I see people on your show and I'm like, wow, you know, the things I hear, I learn a lot, but you don't know, because you sit here and you make the videos, but you don't know what happens at the end of the day, how we digest the information, how we use the information that we get from your talk show. So keep it up. I am just here to be your, pushing you and saying, keep doing what you know how to do best. The Lord is your strength. God will continue to provide for you and your family. Thanks for all that you do for the community. We really love you. I'm speaking on behalf of all the more fans out there. We really love what you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you so much. And thanks for bringing me here, because you brought me out of the small town I live to a city life, to see the bubbling area here. I'm happy to be here. That's what I can say.
Thank you. So heartwarming.
Yeah, can I give you a hug?
I'm such a hugger. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
On that note, all glory to God, and thank you all for supporting us. Keep subscribing, keep sharing the videos, comment. We're going to put Gloria's handles on the YouTube description for this video. Until next time, take good care of yourself, and I'll catch you later. God bless you. Bye now.